Despite the bumpy ride in the stock market, the market is making gains. For more on the market action, we have Dan Deming at KKM Financial. Dan, it's been a wild ride. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, Angie, a positive end to the first quarter. And so momentum appears to be to the upside here as we enter the month of April. One thing I want to point out is the NASDAQ did make new highs last week. So we continue to see upside momentum in the NASDAQ relative to other major averages. And some of that had to do with the mean reversion from last year with the NASDAQ underperforming. But overall, the general trends heading in the second quarter, particularly when you look at the tech sector, appear to be positive.
What are you watching with economic data this week? On Friday, the Fed's favorite gauge of inflation, the PCE number, fell to 4.6% from 4.7% year over year. That's a positive sign that inflation is easing.
Well, certainly, I think last week, Angie, when you look at the data points highlighted by the PCE data at the end of the week, coming in below estimates, that's a short-term positive. When you look at the inflation front moving forward, it does appear that there's some moderation in the inflation front, and the market is viewing that as a positive when you look at the interest rate environment as well as the response in the equity markets. So I think this week, the focus will be upon the end of the week, non-farm payrolls, but also we have some Fed speak this week and a couple other manufacturing data points intra-week. So there's several things to focus on this first week of April, but definitely the end of the week, non-farm payrolls will be the featured number.
What about former President Trump's indictment? Does that matter to the market?
I don't believe so, Angie. I don't think it's going to have any impact on the markets. It's something that's been out there for quite some time. Now that it's come to fruition, I think the market had already priced that in.
Thank you, Dan. Have a good week.
All right. Thanks, Angie. You too.
Go to businessfirstam.com for where to see our show on TV.